What are we moving to the forefront?
We're going to put this up to the front.
The what?
The presentation.
I wore my jeans. I got caught in the switches.
Hey, Gary.
Hey.
You guys ready?
Yep.
You ready, Dan?
Yes, sir.
Are we on?
Yes. Yes, yes.
I'm not on.
IT.
Are we hot? Test.
We have new technology.
Test.
Okay, thank you. Although I don't hear myself.
Up there.
The IT guy. Yep. He's working on it. Now we have two people on it. Test. I hear up there.
All right, thanks. Great.
No, I don't. We're not.
It's
Test.
on now. It's on now.
Okay, good.
Just real soft.
Okay, great. Finally. Hey, welcome everybody to the Sarpy County Board of Equalization meeting. Today is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. It's 3:02 p.m. Copy of the Nebraska Open Meeting Act rules are on the north wall. We'll hold the meeting in accordance with those. In attendance today, we have all 5 commissioners, Burmeister, Klug, Warren, Mixon, and Kelly. We have our county administrator, Dan Hoynes. We have our county clerk and register of deeds, Deb Houghtaling. We also have our county assessor here, Dan Pittman, and representing the treasurer's office. Do we have a rep? And I'm so. Oh, okay. I didn't hear your name.
That's Sue Johnson.
Oh, Sue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue. If you would, please silence your cell phones. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have some special guests today, so I'm going to put the Board of Equalization into recess, and I'm going to ask to go right into the Board of Commissioners meeting as soon as you're ready, Madam Clerk. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Board of Commissioners meeting. It's March 8th, 2022. It's 3:04 p.m. We'll hold the meeting in accordance with the Open Meeting Act rules on the north wall. We have all 5 commissioners present, along with our county administrator and our county clerk and register of deeds. I'm going to adjust the agenda here and skip right down to the last item on the regular agenda, which is Resolution 2022-047, designating a portion of Gertrude Street from 157th and Emmeline Street to South 162nd Avenue and Harrison Street roadway as Corporal Dagan Page Street in honor of U.S. Marine Corporal Dagan William Tyler Page. I'd like to be able to say and take credit for this initiative, but I actually got a letter several months ago from a woman named Nora Sandine who said, you know, I think it would really be a great idea that if we honored Corporal Page by naming a street after him. And I agreed with her. I thought it was a wonderful idea. So I got with Megan Barrett, who runs our communications, and kind of gave her a concept for doing that. And then she took the ball and ran with it and basically lined up everything. I got in touch with Dagan's mom, Wendy, and she was very appreciative. And of the gesture, and so we've been working with her and the family to kind of get us to this point today. And this is really just, as a former military guy, we do things in phases, okay? So this is like phase one of this recognition today, where we actually pass a resolution which allows us to rename a street in Corporal Page's honor. But the second part, which is coming, will be when we actually go out to the street and really unveil the signs. And the street that we picked was very strategic and purposeful, because that's the street that Dagan's mom and stepfather live on. So we're going to bookend you guys in perpetuity with a reminder of your son's sacrifice and his service to our country. So today, I just want to introduce, we have the family members from Corporal Page's family. We have Wendy and Craig Adelson. That's Dagan's mom and stepfather. If you could just kind of raise your hand. Thank you. We have Jessica Ellison, Dagan's girlfriend. Hi, Jessica. Garrett Ross, his brother. And Kylie Adelson, his sister-in-law. So thank you guys for coming. Just a quick little background on Dagan, and then I'm going to ask the board to come down to the podium with me and have the family come up while we do a little bit more formal comments and presentation. So Dagan William Tyler Page was born on February 6, 1998 in Omaha. He spent his youth playing outdoors and developed a love for the water. He was also passionate about hockey, and he actually won a state championship with his team, the West Side Warriors. After graduating from Miller South High School in 2016, Dagan joined the Marine Corps, and he attended boot camp at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego in 2018. Dagan loved the Marines. Once a Marine, always a Marine. And he loved the brotherhood of it and was proud to serve as a member of the 2nd Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment at Camp Pendleton. He deployed several times, serving in Japan, South Korea, Australia, Jordan, and Afghanistan. Corporal Page was one of the 13 U.S. service members that was killed in action on August 26, 21, in an attack on the airport in Kabul, Afghanistan, a place I'm familiar with. He was laid to rest at Omaha National Cemetery in Sarpy County. Sarpy County is committed to honoring active and retired members of the U.S. military, and it's really our honor to do this, and we're just proud to be a part of it. As I mentioned before, this street that we're renaming after Dagan is the street that his mom and stepfather live on, and we thought that was really appropriate. So if I could now, could I ask the commissioners and also the family to come forward, and I'm going to make a couple more comments, and then we have some presentations for you. As a military veteran, is this on? I'll just talk about it. As a military veteran, I am all too familiar with the sacrifices made by military members in times of war and peace. President Reagan once said, "Some people live an entire lifetime and wonder if they've ever made a difference in the world." The Marines don't have that problem. And I'm pretty confident that he had people like Corporal Dagan Page in mind when he spoke those words. Although there are no words that I can speak today to appropriately honor Dagan, or lessen the hurt and pain of his family, I can assure you that Sarpy County will always embrace and honor our military. We consider them family. Our board and our citizens are grateful to Dagan for his service, for his commitment to our country, and for his sacrifice. We hope these simple street signs will serve as a perpetual memory for those who knew Dagan, those who loved him, who will miss him, but also those that didn't have that privilege, yet still understand and deeply appreciate his service. May these street signs serve as a reminder to all that we live in the greatest country in the world, and that freedom is not free. May they remind us of that every single day of our lives. Wendy, you raised a hero.
Thank you.
And you and your family are heroes too. I am proud of you for raising such a remarkable son. And all Sarpy County residents are proud of how Dagan represented his Marine Corps, his country, his state, his nation, and his family. Please accept these street signs we're about to give you and the ceremonial ones I'll show you that will be erected later this spring as a token of our sincere appreciation. We had two of these signs made. These are sort of ceremonial. They're fairly large. But I really appreciate the work that our county engineer, Danny Wilson, and his assistant, Daniel Geese, did making sure these were done along with Rod Ripley. And we hope you accept these as a token of our appreciation for Dagan's service to his country.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Applause, please. And I would like to ask Commissioner Jim Warren to come forward now. This morning, we raised a flag over the U.S. flag over the Sarpy County Courthouse in honor of Dagan. We rendered the appropriate military honors and pulled it down. And now we want to present it to you, his family, in hopes that when you put it up at your home, you'll think of Dagan and remember his service to our country.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Would you like to make any comments? You don't have to, but.
I think today my biggest comment is thank you to the community in general, but thank you, Sarpy County, for recognizing our son, who spent almost all of his childhood running the streets of Sarpy County. So, thank you very much, and we look forward to all of you, the media, all of you, the community joining us when we celebrate a little later down the path in the spring and raise some signs.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and I just wanted to give you a little preview of coming attraction. These are the signs that will be flying in your neighborhood, lining your street for now, forever. So,
Thank you.
Corporal Dagan Page, in honor. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
guys. Thank you. One more round of applause. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Thank you. We'll see you again in the spring. Thank you so much. All right, thank you. Okay. That was great. Probably the neatest thing I think we've ever done as a board, so kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to recess the board of,
Finish out this one though, going.
oh, yeah, why don't we do that? Can I get a motion on Resolution 47, please?
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Mixon, a second by Commissioner Klug to designate a portion of Gertrude Street to Corporal Dagan Page Street in honor of U.S. Marine Corporal Dagan and William Tyler Page. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, now I'll put the board back in recess, and we'll pick back up with the Board of Equalization. Okay, thank you. 2 items on the consent agenda. Motion, please. Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, on the regular agenda, we have 7 items that are public hearings. I think what I'm going to do is do them each individually. The first one is a public hearing and recommendation for approval of 5 tax exempt properties for tax exemptions on real and personal property owned by qualifying organizations. Dan Pittman.
Good afternoon. I've got a short preamble to the process here, just for general information. All property in the state is subject to property tax unless an exemption is mandated or permitted by the Nebraska Constitution and enabling legislations adopted by the legislature. Property tax exemptions are to be strictly construed, and the burden of proof is on the party seeking the exemption to show that the property is eligible. Property tax exemptions may be allowed based upon the inherent nature of the property, the ownership of the property, the use of the property, or a combination of these factors. The following is exempt from property taxes: property owned by the state and governmental subdivisions that is used or being developed for a public purpose; property owned and used exclusively for agricultural or horticultural societies; property owned and exclusively used for educational, religious, charitable, or cemetery purpose. Property cannot be owned or used by the owner or user for financial gain, used for the sale of alcoholic liquors for more than 20 hours per week, owned or used by an organization which discriminates in membership or employment based upon race, color, or national origin. That's the end of the preamble. Agenda item 5.1 is recommendation for approval of 5 property tax exemption applications. If you had any questions on any of these,
Questions for Dan on the 5?
motion to approve.
Motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Discussion? Okay, good point. Does anybody want to address the board on this? It is a public hearing? Okay, I'll close the public hearing and now call for a vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion
Okay,
carries.
5.2 is public hearing and recommendation for approval of a portion of a tax exemption application, Fontenelle Forest, parcel 010593543. Dan Pittman.
As long as the primary use is for an exempt purpose, a portion of a property can be for non-exempt purpose. We can just tax that portion. In this case, Fontenelle Forest has a nature center, and part of that nature center has an operation that is privately owned. And they reported to us this year that they had increased the number of square footage devoted to that interest, and so we're going to tax that accordingly.
Questions for Dan? Motion? Oh, public hearing, sorry. Anybody want to address the board on this matter? Okay, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none.
Okay, 5.3 is a public hearing and action for recommendation of a denial of tax exemption for Asha House Parcel 0116-10776. Dan Pittman.
Yes, the county assessor's office disapproved this exemption application based upon the ownership because it is not an exempt ownership. All these that were recommended for disapproval by the county assessor were sent to the county attorney's office because it all ends up being a matter of law. And then I do believe there are some people here to testify in the individual ones that were denied.
Okay. Public hearing. Anybody want to address this matter before the board?
I actually don't see anybody from Asha's house.
Okay. Close the public hearing. Take a motion, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Just
Could you try the motion to approve the denial?
Yes, motion to approve the denial.
Just,
Yeah, I'm sorry, when you deny, you've got to tell us why you're denying. So would you just say based on the assessor's recommendations, we put them as,
so say that again.
Yes.
when we do a denial, we need a reason for denying it. So usually we'll just put
So-
based on the assessor's recommendation.
So is the motion a recommendation for denial, correct?
Correct, based upon the assessor's recommendation and.
Yeah, you did it right, just based on this.
Okay.
And legal backup as well.
There you go.
Gary?
Mr. Pittman, Asha's house is, I mean, obviously it's not developed yet, but can you give us a brief on it?
Sure.
What it's going to be, or?
You know, had it been the name of that tax exempt entity, maybe Asha's House Incorporated or something like that, then what we'd be discussing is whether or not it would meet property tax exemption even though it's a vacant lot. So that'd be a different argument. In this case, it's owned by a private individual who is the primary for that corporation, the person that's the catalyst for the whole Asha's House idea. The reason I know this is because we had a chance to sit down and talk a little bit. As long as that was kept in that person's private name, it fails that first big test of ownership. So it didn't even get down the road a little ways to where there was some
Okay.
debate.
So it's not even a 503? It's not even a 503C or anything at
Not
this?
the private individual,
Okay,
but that organization is.
okay, and what is this going to be? What are they developing?
I think I have something on that.
Just a quick.
Right now it's a vacant lot, and it's going to be an overnight respite retreat and day learning center for people with certain disabilities, and I believe it's, disabled adults.
Okay, so once they get going and develop this, and if they do, I guess, the right things legally or whatever to put it in the right name, then it would qualify for an exemption, correct?
It would certainly be much closer to qualifying. That's why I really lean on legal to talk about what might be the qualifying event. It was my understanding that something had to happen to preclude vacant land from being used for anything else. There's some variations to that that I think legal has their mind around much better than I do.
Okay, and then, so I would just say, my last point, because I see legal shaking their head, yes, that, so my last point is, hopefully between you and legal and the property owner or that individual, that everything can, all the i's can be dotted and the t's crossed, because obviously it would be a very beneficial development for the county.
If you look at the website, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful
Yeah.
facility once it's done.
Okay, great, thank you.
Shall we go on to the next, or?
Well, we got to vote on this one yet. Any other comments? Please vote.
Ayes 4, nays 1.
Okay, 5.4 is a public hearing in action. A recommendation for denial of tax exemption application for the American Legion, host 216, parcel 0115699666. Dan Pittman.
American Legion Post itself, American Legion proper, does have a property tax exemption. It meets the requirements for that. There's an adjoining lot to the north of the American Legion, and it has mini storage, which we have a lot of in Sarpy County, actually quite a bit in the Gretna area itself. And the organization was asking, here's what they said they have 45 rental garages, and 3 of those garages are provided cost-free each year to the following nonprofits: Gretna Legion Baseball, Boy Scout Troop, and Scout Venture, which is still the Boy Scout Troop. So they were asking for a prorated exemption. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if the entirety of the mini storage was for exempt purpose, it's free rent, it was more charitable, and then a portion that we're collecting rent on, we would give it a whole exemption except for that little bit that was collecting rent, they were collecting rent on. This is the opposite. It's a for-profit operation that rents garages, mini storage to the public, with 3 out of the 45 that are they're not collecting rent on because for the Scouts or for Legion Baseball. That, as I understand the law, it does not permit them to get a percentage of it exempt, like a prorated amount.
That's state statute that says that.
Yes, that's my understanding, and if it's not illegal, they might be able to amplify that.
That's correct. The state statute does require the predominantary preliminary use to be the exempt, as opposed to the situation we have here. It's just too small a portion of the property that's being used for the exempt purpose.
Thank you.
Okay, public hearing. Anybody want to address the board on this denial? Okay, I'll close the public hearing and take a motion.
Motion to approve the denial based on the assessor's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ace 4, Ace 4.
Okay, 5.5 is a public hearing and action recommendation for denial of tax exemption. Application for Mills Eternal Family Trust, Inc., parcel 011577200. Dan Pittman.
The county assessor is recommending denial of this exemption based upon the parcel not passing the exclusive use test. In my opinion, it's a house, a single-family residence that does have some religious use to it, but its primary use is just as a single-family residence. One of the primaries, or the owner, is here to testify, so perhaps at this time you'd rather hear from him, just to find out what's really going on with the property.
Okay, public hearing. Anybody want to come forward and address the board? Please do.
Yes, sir, thank you. My name is Chaplain Bill Mills, and I am the president of this 501c3 corporation. We made this application on reliance of 005.03B1. In the case of a private residence, an officer or employee of the organization shall be required to reside in the residence as a part of his or her employment and for the convenience of the organization. The property is used for the convenience of the organization, and its members to such a degree that the property is an integral part of the organization. The use of the property as a residence must be incidental to the use of the property as a part of the organization's mission. In fact, the property is used exclusively for the organization. We feed and train missionaries and provide young ministers and provide continuing professional education to ministers. I'm also a chaplain for 5 of the local hospitals in this area. This property is centrally located in order for me to respond to emergencies in that area. It is a requirement of my wife and I being officers and the trustee that we be here to maintain the property, to feed the missionaries and ministers that we feed and to train them. And the property is used for that purpose every day and exclusively. We're there as servants of our church, and it's recognized as a 501c3. I would also observe that people from all over the country have donated money to this exemption, to this charity, to be used for this purpose. And while I hope the IRS would forgive us if some of it went to pay for property taxes, I don't think that's what the people who donated the money was for, including some very local generous companies who have donated it in the Greater Omaha area. I don't think that's what the IRS had in mind. I don't think that's what the donors had in mind. I think, in fact, that we are eligible under 005.03B1 and would ask that our application be approved. Thank you very, very much.
Questions?
Would they be eligible if they have a special use permit for that property for the purposes that he stated it's being used for? Is that the line that is drawn here to?
Well, the special use permit would be required for religious assembly, which is what was listed on the application, but the uses that he's just listed now are different, and I don't believe a special use permit would be required.
Okay.
So based on this testimony, my opinion is that it would meet the requirements for the exemption.
Okay, thank you.
So how many people actually live at the residence?
My wife and I actually live.
Okay, so everyone else comes in daily basis and then they leave? Okay.
Although because I'm a chaplain on call nights and weekends, I don't live there as much as I wish that I did. But it is where I sleep when we can.
Okay.
Any other questions? Where's this located at?
608 Ruby Road.
608? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Pittman, based on legal counsel just saying that this would be, it would fulfill the exemption, you okay with that as well?
Well, based on my attorney training, I don't have a leg to stand on. So, no, the testimony did change.
Okay.
Just a little bit. It's very common for a church to have a parsonage. The pastor lives in the parsonage, but he or she, as part of their compensation. And so that's very straightforward. We do that all the time. And then we do have some actual church buildings that have housing for missionaries who come in from the field, need a place to stay until they redeploy. So this kind of follows along with that.
Okay, and I'm good with that. I'm just want to make sure everybody's in agreement and we go on our way.
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the tax exemption.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Klug, but the motion is for a recommendation for denial. So would the motion be to?
Deny the denial?
You can just change it to approve.
Approve the exemption.
We'll quickly approve it. I've added
Okay,
comments.
thanks. Okay, motion by Klug, second by Burmeister to approve the exemption. Discussion. Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay. Our last public hearing is for recommendation for denial of tax exemption for Journey Church, parcel 011609707.
Journey Church in Gretna has 2 lots, and they filed for exemption on both lots. And they filed early, and so later on in the year, I believe in the month of December, the smaller lot sold to a private entity. So because it happened before the first of the year, it would meet
Okay,
the ownership requirement.
questions for Dan? Public hearing, anybody want to address the board? Close the public hearing, motion please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Commissioner Mixon. Discussion?
Jim, are you approving the denial then?
Approving the denial.
Okay, based on the assessor's recommendation?
Yep,
Thank you.
all of that.
Gotcha.
Whatever she says.
I got it.
Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none.
Okay, last item on the agenda is tax corrections 16976 through 16978. Dan,
I believe these were pretty straightforward.
questions for Dan on these?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none.
Okay, all agenda items have been addressed as posed. The Board of Equalization is adjourned. Reconvene the Board of Commissioners meeting at this time, which is 3:37. Beginning with item 3, Commissioners, Administrators, Announcements, and Comments. Commissioner Mixon.
None, sorry.
No comment.
No comment.
Real briefly, Mr. Chair, just a reminder to the board and to the public that as of Monday, the Register of Deeds is operating out of the 1102 building. And just a quick credit and appreciation, Madam Clerk, to that staff. They accepted us as administrators as their neighbors a couple of years ago and grew very fond of them. They're professional, they're respectful, and they're the best decorators I've ever seen for events. It's like we lost a neighbor coming in, so if you could pass that on, I did want to publicly recognize them and let you know that they're working down there until someday we'll all be together again, hopefully.
Thanks, Dan. Hey, just a couple shout outs from me here, real quick. First one's to Megan. Thanks for all you do, Megan, to help the board look good every day and organizing you and Emily both behind the scenes. So thanks for all your work. I really appreciated the last video you guys did about the new correctional facility. I thought that was awesome. And I'm kind of look forward to those things. So thanks for doing that. I think it's really good. And it's good public service. My last thanks goes to Donna Lynham, who's going to be leaving the employment of Sarpy County forever. This time she assures me. No, but I mean, she came back and helped us out when we needed some help. After she had already decided to retire, but she came back, she took one for the team, took one for this board, and really plugged in a hole that needed to be filled. So, Donna, thank you. Thank you for your service to the citizens of Sarpy County. We wish you a prosperous and healthy and fun retirement. And don't be a stranger, okay? So thank you. Okay, so now that the comments are done, let's get to that consent agenda, which is just, I know you're all sitting on the edge of your seats waiting to see if any of the commissioners want to pull any of the 6 items off the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. I got a motion
Second.
by Warren and a second by Mixon. Discussion?
Did I hit the second button?
Yeah, Angie got it.
Was that-
Okay.
I thought you were laughing. Okay, good. Well, okay. So Gary, you didn't hear it either then, did you?
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, that,
I'm good. I'm good.
thanks. Okay, so second by Burmeister. Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none.
Okay, one item on the planning and zoning agenda. It's public hearing and resolution 063, special use permit in the IGM General Manufacturing District to allow contractors' offices and yard on the property commonly addressed as 15353 Chandler Road, located generally in the southeast corner of 156th Street and Chandler Road. The applicant's Watermark Investments LLC, Jason Kubicek, planner. Jason.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman Kelly and Commissioners. The requested action of this item is to approve a special use permit in the General Manufacturing Zoning District to allow contractors, offices, and yards. All uses in the General Manufacturing Zoning District are required to obtain a special use permit. Watts Electric intends to use their site for the company's base operations in the area. Staff recommends approval of the special use permit to allow contractors, offices, and yards in the General Manufacturing Floodplain District in accordance with the operational plan submitted, as the request is in compliance with the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan and zoning regulations. Let me know if you have any questions about the application.
Questions for Jason? Public hearing, anybody want to come forward and address the board? Ms. Lynham, any parting shots? No? Okay. Okay, I'll close the public hearing then and take a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Any other comments or questions? Please vote.
Days 5, days 9.
Okay, the last item on our agenda today is item 6.1. It's Resolution 57, awarding the low bid to All Makes Office Equipment for Correctional and Mental Health Furniture for Sarpy County Correctional Center. $179,047.04. Beth Garber, Purchasing and Capital Projects Manager.
January 18th, 2 bids were opened for the mental health furniture for the correctional center. After review, it's recommended the bid be awarded to the low bidder, All Makes, for $179,047.04. The other bid was $181,274.64. This is the first bid package out of FF&E, so you will be getting more for furniture and
Questions for Beth?
I'm sorry, the last part, there's going to be additional furniture?
Right, so this is just mental health furniture, so this is mostly the plastic furniture, the weighted tables that'll be in the mental health unit and in the correctional area. All the office furniture will be bid separate.
Okay. And what are we looking at? What's our projected cost on?
You know, I don't have a projected cost on that right now.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Beth, if you could stay there a minute.
Okay, motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Discussion. Please vote.
Days 5, days 9.
Okay, all agenda items have been...
Quick, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Just
sorry.
real quickly. So Beth and I were talking yesterday, and she reminded me today is International Women's Day. And so I really did want to take a moment, not just with Beth, but I look whether it's Commissioner Burmeister, Annie, Danielle, all of the women, Renee, Lisa was in here, Megan, I'm missing
Yeah.
the women here.
You're welcome.
Madam Clerk, I'd like all the women to stand and give them applause for all the support they make us better every day. So. Oh, and the Madam Deputy back there, too. She's
So do they have an International Man's Day?
Oh, Gary, don't go there.
Let's see. Let's see other.
We adjourned. I think you called adjournment already, Mr. Chair.
Every day's man's day for you, Gary.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. All agenda items have been addressed as published, and the Board of Commissioners is adjourned.
You just go